Today we are going to study one more important chapter in biology, that is breathing and exchange of gases. What is breathing? You have already studied in 10th standard. What is breathing? Breathing means process of exchange of oxygen from the atmosphere and carbon dioxide produced by the cells. That process is called breathing. And inhalation. Inhalation means intake of air which is rich in oxygen. That process is called inhalation. And exhalation or expiration means release of gas which is rich in carbon dioxide. That process is called expiration. Now we will study about respiratory organ. First, earthworms. In lower organisms, earthworms and amoeba use their moist skill for respiration. Such type of respiration is called cutaneous respiration. Next, branchial respiration. Branchial respiration means aquatic organisms like fishes use their moist skin for respiration. Such that type of respiration is called branchial. Fishes use their gills for respiration. That type of respiration is called branchial respiration. Next one is so many insects like mosquito. That type of insects have a network of tubes for respiration. Such type of respiration is called tracheal respiration. Next, mammals, reptiles and birds, they have lungs for respiration. Such type of respiration is called as pulmonary respiration. There are two type of respirations are there. First one is aerobic respiration. Second one is anaerobic respiration. First one, aerobic respiration. What is aerobic respiration? First one is aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means if respiration means getting energy from the digested food. That process is called respiration. Aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means if respiration process takes place in the presence of oxygen, that type of respiration is called aerobic respiration. Next one is anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration. What is anaerobic respiration? If respiration process takes place in the absence of oxygen, that type of respiration is called anaerobic respiration. First, aerobic respiration. This is glucose C6H12O6. This converted into pyruvic acid. Pyruvic acid or pyruvate. This process is called glycolysis. Glycolysis is a process of breakdown of glucose into pyruvic acid. This process will take place in cytoplasm. Next, pyruvic acid reacts with the oxygen or in the presence of oxygen, it will convert into carbon dioxide, water and 38 ATP energy. This process is called aerobic respiration because this process will take place in the presence of oxygen. This process will take place in the mitochondria. Next, in the absence of oxygen, without oxygen, pyruvic acid converted into ethanol, C2H5OH plus 2 ATP energy. This process takes place in lower organisms like fungi, like yeast. This is anaerobic respiration. Third one is pyruvic acid when lack of oxygen supplies to muscle cells. In that situation, pyruvic acid converted into lactic acid and energy. This is aerobic respiration. This process takes place in mitochondria. Anaerobic respiration takes place in yeast. This process will take place in our muscles. These are aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Now we will come to respiratory system of human being. Respiratory system of human being. Respiratory system of human being. First, this is epiglottis. This is larynx. This is trachea or windpipe. And trachea within the lungs, it simply divided into bronchus. If you take one, that is bronchus, and if you take both, those are called bronchi. Next, bronchus divided into bronchial and finally divided into small balloon or bag-like structure called alveoli or air sacs. As left lung as compared to the right lung, this is smaller in size because heart is located here. Heart is located here. Heart is located here. The space between two lungs is called mediastinum, and also location of heart is mediastinum. This is alveoli. Alveoli are the primary sites of exchange of gases. First one is pharynx. This portion is called pharynx. Pharynx means a portion which is common to food and air. That portion is called pharynx. Next one is epiglottis. Function of epiglottis prevents the entry of food into trachea. This larynx is a cartilaginous box which helps in sound production, hence called voice box. And trachea divided into bronchi and bronchus divided into alveoli. Alveoli are the primary sites of exchange of gases. This is diaphragm. When we intake the air, diaphragm will flatten and lungs will lift. Then air is absorbed by the lungs. Next, a healthy man can breathe 12 to 16 times per minute. A healthy man can breathe 12 to 16 times per minute. Next we come to the respiratory volumes and capacities. First one is tidal volume. Respiratory volumes and capacities. First one is tidal volume. Shortcut TV. Tidal volume means total volume of air a person can inspire or expire during a normal respiration. It is approximately 500 ml. 500 ml. A healthy man can inspired or expired approximately 6000 ml to 8000 ml. Next, second one is inspiratory reserve volume. Inspiratory reserve volume. IRV. It means inspiratory reserve volume. It means additional volume of air a person can inspire by forcible inspiration. This is approximately 2500 ml to 3000 ml. This is IRV, means inspiratory reserve volume. Third one is expiratory reserve volume. Expiratory reserve volume, ERV. Expiratory reserve volume means volume of air a person can expired by forcible expiration. This averages 1000 ml to 1000 ml to 1100 ml. Expiratory reserve volume. Fourth one is residual volume. Residual volume. This is RV. Residual volume means volume of air remaining in the lungs after normal expiration. This averages 1100 ml to 1200 ml. 1100 ml to 1200 ml. This is a residual volume. Fifth one is inspiratory capacity. Inspiratory capacity. IC means volume of air a person can inspire after normal expiration. This is called inspiratory capacity. Volume of air a person can inspire after normal expiration. This inspiratory capacity includes IRV plus TV. It includes inspiratory reserve volume plus tidal volume. Sixth one is expiratory capacity. Expiratory capacity, EC. Expiratory capacity means a person can expire after normal inspiration. This includes ERV plus TV. Expiratory reserve volume plus tidal volume. Fourth one, seventh one, total lung capacity. Total lung capacity, TLC. Total volume of air accommodated in the lungs after normal inspiration. This includes expiratory reserve volume, tidal volume, residual volume and inspiratory reserve volume. These are all respiratory volumes and capacities. This is the respiratory system of humans. Lungs protected by the double layered pleural layer. Lungs protected by the double layered pleural layer. Pleural layer is having a pleural fluid between them, and trachea is having a C-shaped cartilaginous. These helps to it prevents the collapse of trachea when the absence of oxygen. This is a respiratory system of human. These are all respiratory volumes: inspiratory reserve volume, tidal volume, expiratory reserve volume, residual volume, inspiratory capacity, expiratory capacity and total lung capacity. Next we come to the exchange of gases. Exchange of gases. Exchange of gases. Exchange of gases. Alveoli are the primary sites of exchange of gases. Exchange of gases occurred in between blood and tissue but that process done by the simple diffusion process only. First, if you, this is alveoli, this is having a squamous epithelium, this is capillary, this is having a endothelium, this is a basement of substances. It includes 1, 2, 3, it includes, and we are called it as a respiratory membrane or diffusion membrane. Squamous epithelium, basement substances and endothelium, we are called it as a respiratory membrane or diffusion membrane. Next, exchange of gases. First diffusion process. Diffusion process means movement of molecules from the higher concentration to lower concentration. That process is called diffusion. Diffusion process depend on solubility of gases and thickness of the membrane. It depends on two factors. Next, partial pressure. You know what is partial pressure? Partial pressure means pressure contributed by an individual gas in the mixture of gases. That pressure is called partial pressure, and it will represent as a partial pressure of oxygen and partial pressure of carbon dioxide. Concentration gradient is present for oxygen, alveoli to blood, blood to tissue, and concentration gradient is present for carbon dioxide, tissue to blood, blood to alveoli. This is a partial pressure. Next we come to the transport of oxygen. Transport of oxygen. Then we will discuss about transport of carbon dioxide. First one, transport of oxygen. You have already known blood is the medium of transport for oxygen as well as carbon dioxide. First, 97% of oxygen carried by the red blood corpuscles or red blood cells. 97% of oxygen carried by the red blood cells or red blood corpuscles because of the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a red colored iron containing present in RBCs. We should have 12 to 14 gm per deciliter. We should have hemoglobin 12 to 14 gm by deciliter. Hemoglobin is iron containing red color present in RBCs. 97% of oxygen carried by the RBC means red blood corpuscles or red blood cells because of the hemoglobin. Each hemoglobin carries 4 molecules of oxygen, and oxygen can bind with the hemoglobin in a reversible manner, that is oxyhemoglobin. Oxyhemoglobin. This binding is related to partial pressure. Where there is a partial pressure of oxygen is high, where there is a partial pressure of carbon dioxide is low, and low temperature and H plus concentration is low. These are all factors favorable to bind of oxygen with the hemoglobin or formation of oxyhemoglobin. That bind related to these are all factors. And 3% of oxygen carried as a dissolved state through the plasma. 97% of oxygen carried by the hemoglobin, carried by the red RBCs because of the hemoglobin. Next, 3% oxygen carried as a dissolved state through the plasma. Next, every 100 ml of oxygenated blood can delivers 5 ml of oxygen to the tissues under the physiological normal condition. Next, we come to the transport of carbon dioxide. Transport of carbon dioxide. Transport of carbon dioxide. First one, 70% of carbon dioxide. 70% of carbon dioxide carried as a bicarbonate state. Carbon dioxide plus water with the help of enzyme, that is carbonic anhydrase. This converted into carbonic acid, then H plus and HCO3. This is the bicarbonate. 70% of carbon dioxide carried as a bicarbonate state. Second one is 20 to 25% of carbon dioxide. 20 to 25% of carbon dioxide carried by the RBCs as a carbaminohemoglobin. This binding of carbon dioxide is related to partial pressure. Where there is a partial pressure of carbon dioxide is high, where there is a partial pressure of oxygen is low, these factors are favorable to formation of carbaminohemoglobin. Next, third one is 7%. 7% of carbon dioxide carried as a dissolved state through the plasma. Next, every 100 ml of deoxygenated blood can delivers 4 ml of carbon dioxide to the alveoli under the physiological condition. These are transport of oxygen and transport of carbon dioxide. 97% of oxygen carried by the RBCs because of the hemoglobin, and 3% of oxygen carried as the dissolved state through the plasma, and 70% of carbon dioxide carried as a bicarbonate state, and 20 to 25% of carbon dioxide carried by the hemoglobin as a carbaminohemoglobin, and 7% of carbon dioxide carried as a dissolved state through the plasma. These are transport of oxygen and transport of carbon dioxide. Now we are going to study about disorders of respiratory system. First one, disorders of respiratory system. First one is asthma. Second one is emphysema. Third one is occupational. Fourth one is hypoxia. And fifth one is tuberculosis. You can take example for this coronavirus is also example for disorders of respiratory system, because coronavirus attack to the respiratory system. This affected to the respiratory system of the human being. First one is asthma. Asthma is difficulty in breathing causing wheezing due to the inflammation of bronchus and bronchioles. This condition is called asthma. Second one is emphysema. Emphysema is a chronic disorders in which alveoli walls are damaged due to the decrease of respiratory system. This condition is called emphysema. Example for occupational disorders, those who are involving stone breaking and grinding, that works leads to lung cancer. These are example for occupational disorders of respiratory system. Next, hypoxia. Hypoxia means it is a deficiency of oxygen. Next, tuberculosis. This tuberculosis disease mainly infect to the respiratory system of human being. This is caused by the microbacterium that is tuberculosis. This is mainly infected to the respiratory system of human being. These are all disorders of respiratory system. In this class we have discussed about respiration, breathing and respiratory volumes and capacities and respiratory system of human beings, and transport of oxygen and transport of carbon dioxide, and also we discussed about disorders of respiratory system. I hope this chapter is complete. Next video we will meet in the next class with the important chapter. Till then, bye. Thank you.